Welcome to News Chunks for Sunday, February 27th, 2011. Well, this week didn't really have any big news of the week or anything like that, no big, massive stories, so we'll be giving you a double dose of headlines filled with some interesting anime news from the last week. So let's get started. No better place to start than the announcements Funimation made at Katsucon last weekend, starting with the announcement of the license of T.O., a two-part OVA which depicts humanity at different stages as they start to explore space. Nah, that's too easy. That's too easy. This OVA was directed by Fumihiko Sori, who produced Appleseed and directed Vexil. He's also been slated to direct the upcoming Dragon Age anime movie from Funimation's original entertainment division. However, this OVA will be coming to DVD and Blu-ray this summer. That's not all, however, because this is Funimation, and therefore there must always be more than one announcement at a convention, so Funimation announced that there is a third season of Sergeant Frog on the way. This anime comedy follows frog-like aliens from space, okay, we don't need that one, who come to try and take over the Earth. Anyway, the first two seasons have already been released on DVD by Funimation, and the third will hit shelves this summer. In sad novelization news, Zero no Tsukaima, known in the US as The Familiar of Zero, will be ending with its 22nd volume in 2012. This sword and sorcery tale follows Louise, an incompetent magician, not musician, though she's probably not very good on guitar either, who summons a boy from another world to be her servant. The novel has been running since 2004, with an anime released back in 2006, which does have a US adaptation. Also, there is a manga version that was released in 2006 as well, and is still currently going in Japan. And in a move to fit less science fiction into their schedule and more wrestling into their schedule, US television network Sci-Fi is moving their anime block yet again, this time from Tuesday nights to Thursday nights, starting in March, with Chrono Crusade and Gurren Lagann as part of that block. Also, to continue their policy of alienating their fan base, the block will be moved from 11 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Well, we all know what happens when a block of shows is moved on Sci-Fi. Yeah, they end up like that, unwatched and eventually cancelled. Anyway, with some lighter news, let's head over to Chris with the stream break.
Welcome to the stream break, and for a change, we're not talking about suggesting an anime, but we are suggesting another anime-related show for you to watch. Tokyo Pop has finally released the first episode of their reality show / documentary of otaku culture called America's Greatest Otaku. The show can currently be found at Hulu with only the first episode out so far. We're personally digging it since we happen to know someone in the running for the contest. The Shaft Network's own Ryan, who is the artist of Congoers, the weekly webcomic on our site. However, from what we found, the show is quite polarizing. Either you're really going to like it or you'll really, really hate it. Either way, it's worth checking out to see what category you fit into. Now back to Gene with more headlines.
Thank you, Chris, for that look into what a manga company thinks of its fans. But we have more headlines this week, starting with, and with good reason, because it's something unique. Toei Animation and toy and video game publisher Banpresto have teamed up on an original anime, and more information on that will be announced on March 20th at the Tokyo Big Sight event. So that's going to be good. But if you ask me, something involving toy robots taking over the world, that'd be awesome. Or plushies taking over the world, that'd be nice too. And we're always happy to get more G.I. Joe guys, so get to work on that. Anyway, more originality news of the week. Full Metal Alchemist creator Hiromu Arakawa. Why can I never say it in one big long sentence? Anyway, she's going to be launching a new manga series in Shonen Sunday on April 6th alongside 4 other new manga series. I like to think this is exciting because of how enjoyable FMA was as a manga series and an anime adaptation. Well, 2 anime adaptations. So this is one story to watch with great interest. Finally, in the interest of continuing something interesting, a new anime series based on Aquarion has been announced called Aquarion Evil, which was announced via teaser trailer alongside the second Macross Frontier movie. As we all know, Funimation released the original Aquarion anime in the US to what I would like to call a very interesting reception. Anyway, all I remember from the show is giant robots that merged together. Gave me a lot of dirty thoughts. I lost my train of thought. Let's head over to Chris with the release spotlight.
And welcome to Release Spotlight. Now, due to some pushbacks this week, we're only going to talk about 2 releases. And we're starting off with Holic Complete Series box set featuring all 24 episodes on DVD from Funimation. This is in the Save Collection edition of the series, which means it's good anime on the cheap. This clamp series follows a kid who can see evil spirits and one day runs into Yuko, who claims to be able to help him. But in order to do so, he has to work for her shop. It's an overall good series and worth checking out. In the other release is Shin Kyoi Hime Muso, a complete series box set, all 12 episodes and 1 OVA episode, out on DVD by Sentai Filmworks, and it's subtitled only. This second season to the Koihime Muso series follows Kanu and Chohi, I'm going to butcher these names, but we'll just go with it, who rescues a mysterious girl in quest to recover her sword and artifacts. If you're into a fan service comedy in medieval times, then this might be right up your alley. If you're interested in checking out the first season first, it's still up on Crunchyroll. Now back to Gene with our convention bites.
Now for some convention news, starting with more guest news out of Anime Expo. Anime blogger and Japanese TV personality Danny Chu, seen here being nerdier than you could ever hope to achieve, has been accepted as a guest of honor for Anime Expo. Too bad they announced Vic Mignogna first. Now all the fangirls are going to be taken. Poor Danny Chu. Anyway, Anime Expo will be taking place during 4th of July weekend this year in LA. And the Northern Michigan Anime Convention, which is taking place from September 9th through the 11th in Traverse City, Michigan, has some guest announcements of their own, announcing voice actor and ADR director Richard Epcar, best known as Bato in the Ghost in the Shell series, and video game cover band Year 2000X, best known for their metal renditions of music from Mega Man, Contra, and Metal Gear. Let's wrap up our convention news with what's happening this upcoming weekend. And there only happen to be 2 new conventions this weekend. Arkansas Anime Festival in Bentonville, Arkansas from March 5th and March 7th. Actually, March 6th. My bad. And DCon in Dundee out in the UK, also going from the 5th and 6th. Now finally, if you want to get in touch with us on any of the news stories we talked about, or send in any news stories, send us an email, newschunks@shaftnetwork.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animeshaft. And we'll see you next week.